I wanted to quickly go over my thoughts and how I handle lead generation and capture with these AI assistants and chatbots, because it's one of the primary reasons why a business would choose to extend the functionality of their website and deploy an AI assistant to your website. Because we want these businesses to have the ability to get customer feedback and information to help move the needle on their businesses, whether it's increasing conversions or setting appointments or improving customer service. This is the entire reason why these chatbots are so powerful. So I'm going to run through a quick example on how I handle lead generation. We're going to start with just a greeting here, which we're going to make up a name of a business, which I like to use Acme Corporation. And I, as good practice, name all of my blocks. So this is the greeting. I'm going to embed a button here, and the button for lead generation, I'm going to put contact us here. And this will, if we test this, just will put up one button that says contact us here. I'm going to add a no match path. And this is going to go to a set variable here. And I'm going to make a new variable, which is first question. Create new variable. And then this is going to go to your set AI step. And this is the prompt that we would enter with a knowledge base, where we answer questions and we kind of provide all of the value from the chatbot to the user. I'm not going to fully build this out for this example because I don't think that it's necessary. But basically, this is the value path where you do something positive for the customer, okay? Because what we don't want to do is, welcome to Acme Core. What is your name? What is your email? And if you start your conversations like this, what's going to happen is the users on the other end are going to get frustrated because people don't like to just give out their contact details without some sort of reason to. And if you think about it, when people come to your website, there's not a pop-up on the screen that says, please enter your name and email in order to see the pages on this website. And your chatbots shouldn't function that way either. Okay, provide the value first, and then when the time is appropriate, ask for the contact information. So you'll see here, we have welcome to Acme Core. How can I assist you today? All right, I do have a button here. If the user chooses to press it and to contact us directly without asking questions, okay? And you can add multiple buttons here or whatever, but for this example, that's not necessary. Now, what are we going to do with this contact us? Go back to the designer here. All right, I'm going to create an intent. And the reason that I create the intent is I want this to be picked up in multiple ways. One, if the user on the other end clicks the contact us button, contact is going to be the intent. I got to create a new one. Contact. User requests to contact business for additional information and info. Let's generate some utterances here. How can I contact customer support? What is the contact information for your company? We don't need that one. I need to get in touch with someone from your team. That's perfect. Can you provide me the phone number to reach you? Is there an email address that I can contact you? So these are all good. So we're going to create this intent here. And now if I come back up to the contact us button, I can have an action go to intent. And this intent that we include, if we come to the topics home, we see contact pops up here. And we can test this by saying test block, start the test. If we click contact us, it jumps to this intent, test block. Also, if we test it again, I want to talk to someone from your team. that didn't work. Let's go to this intent. So you can see the confidence in this is pretty low, 37 out of 100. So we need to generate some more phrases here. How can I contact customer support? That's a good one. So now if we do it again, how can I contact customer support? Then it jumps to the right block here. So this is adding more intents to this just makes this stronger. And you can put whatever you want in these intents. I know I went through that kind of quickly, but if you go to content here, you'll see your intents and you can edit your intents here. No and yes are naturally occurring intents inside of VoiceFlow. You can create these utterances here. And if you click this plus sign, you can just type in your own here. Like, I want to speak with someone from your team. And then you can hit enter, and that was added. All right. Great. We would love to speak with you. Let me gather some contact information first. What is your name? We're going to add a listen here. And the entire user supply is going to go into a new variable here, which we're going to call name. Create new variable. And then we say, nice to meet you, name. Do you prefer to be contacted via email or phone? So we give them a choice here. Then we can add two buttons. First one will be phone. Add another button, email. Great. What is a good phone number to reach you? We do the same thing for email. Hey, what is a good email address for you? Email. On both of these, we're going to capture again. Entire user's reply. Well, this needs to come in this block. There we go. Entire user supply. We're going to make a new variable called phone. Do the same thing here. Listen, capture, email. Now we're going to have a new talk step here. We're going to have both branches come to this block here. And this is, what is your question? Now that I have your contact information, what is your question? Reason for reaching out to us. And then we're going to capture this reply. Contact question is the variable. And then I always like to do a verification. Oh, I meant that to go up here. Before I send this out to our team, I wanted to verify your information. And then I just do this. Name. Come on, you can do it. Email, phone. Now you can add the logic in here to embed this so you would know whether the user entered an email or a phone number. But for this example, we don't really need to get into that. And then reason for reaching out, have contact question. So if I test this real quick, what is your name? Connor. Let's do, so what's nice about this is you can either click one of these two buttons, or you can type in here. That way you don't have to leave. Email, great. What's a good email address for you? Connor@rumble.ai. What is your reason for reaching out to us? This is a test of lead capture. Boom. Okay, name, Connor, email. So the phone variable is automatically set to 0 in VoiceFlow, which is why that populates with a 0. But you kind of get the gist, and we can, like I said, add that logic to actually have this show or not, whether or not the selection was made. But so we've got the basic idea here, which is basically you create a conversation that captures information from the users. So what do we do with this? How do we send this out? And one of the really simple, easy ways to do this is by using a third-party service known as Zapier. So we're going to catch a webhook with an API call. And we're going to have an API set here. We're going to do, instead of a GET request, this is going to be a post, because we're going to post information to an external service. So I'm going to open up Zapier here, and we're going to create a new Zap. And we're going to look for a webhook, webhooks by Zap. And this is a premium Zap feature. So you do have to have a certain plan in order to be able to use this. We're going to choose event, which is a catch hook, which says wait for a new post. Okay, which is why we did the post back here. If we come back, we're going to catch a hook. We continue. We don't need a child key here. What we need is we're going to get the webhook URL here, which is exactly what we need. We're listening. So we're going to copy this URL. This is exactly what is going to go into our request URL variable here. So we paste this. We've got our hook. We can test this. And in the body is where we're going to enter some information here. So I'm going to just go through with the things that we did, which is name. Get that variable. Going to do email, phone, and just exactly what we did in that verification step pretty much, which is reason, contact question. All right, so let's make sure that this is tested, and then we are going to click send request here. And we can enter a name here. So this is basically testing the API to make sure it works. So we can hard code examples of these variables real quick just to make sure that this is working. So I'll go through the same exact ones that I did before. I'm not going to put a phone number. Well, I guess I can do that. Contact question. This is lead generation test. Generate. Okay, so we have a status success here. Let's go to Zap to see what happened. Boom. So when I clicked refresh on the test, it pulled the name, the email, the phone, and the reasoning, just like I had set up before. Okay, so now that we have this hook working, it's listening, what action do we want it to take? And this is where you personally have a choice on what you want to do here. And what's great about Zapier is you can integrate this into pretty much anything, which you can have a Google Sheet, which just has basically an Excel file that has a database of all of your entries. You can have your CRMs if your clients are using HubSpot or any of these CRMs, you can tie this directly into it. One of the things that is really simple and easy to understand and see is just send an email. Okay, so we're going to just do a Gmail real quick. We're going to send an email here. I'm going to send an email. Actually, let's not do this Gmail here. Let's just do... Can I go back and delete this? I want to change this. Email by Zapier, that's what I wanted. That way we don't have to tie in any Gmails, but you can send an outbound email, forms when the Zap runs. So here we go. I'm going to send myself an email. Subject is new lead info. And here's the body again. So we can say email is going to be this. Name. Actually, I'm going to put some colons here. Now you'll notice that this has an example. This is the example run from our test. So it's not going to give me this exact email every time. It's whatever this variable that you've created is here. So then we put name, phone. Oh, I put too many spaces. Reason. And you can add more, CC, yada, 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 yada. Okay. To continue, finish required fields. Boom. All right, let's test this step here. And it's going to send this to my email address, which here, I got lead info. Boom. So that worked. So now we're going to publish this. And now anytime that your chatbot runs, it's going to capture this lead and send you an email. So if I come out of this, I don't know why VoiceFlow keeps going offline. Come on, you can do it, bud. I'll hit refresh. Please stand by for technical difficulties. I need to play some elevator music in here. All right, so now when we can go and we can test this again. Actually, let's start at the beginning here, which kind of gives us a little bit more of our, click the contact us button, jumps, great. What's your name? My name is Roadrunner. Phone, 566 555 4444. I need help running away from the coyote. Boom. Before I send this out, So you'll notice that I didn't actually add the logic in if this is not the correct verification, but you kind of get the gist here, which is, hey, this is the name, this is the phone number, this is the reason, and you can put a if, then statement that says, is this correct? Yes, then send this API call. If not, you can reset the information and go through again the logic. Now, if I check my email again, it says I have a new message from Zap, which says boom. So you see live that I got this update here with this new chat. So this is one way that you can capture leads, which is to just create these variables based on asking the user's information and then send this information somewhere, whether it's a direct email to yourself, whether it's integration with an existing CRM. Let's run through another quick example, which is having a third party handle almost all of this, which in the example, if you want to schedule an appointment, you can just have a Calendly link embedded, and Calendly will capture the details kind of in an embedded form here. So I can make another intent down here. I'm going to create a new intent, and this intent is schedule an appointment. Schedule an appointment. Can generate some more phrases here. Can we arrange a time for an appointment? I'd like to make an appointment, set a meeting. These are all great. So I'm going to create this intent. I'm also going to come back here and I'm going to add a new button, which is schedule an appointment. And remember, we can take this action to go to the intent. And if I go schedule appointment, it's popped up. For this, I'm going to embed a iframe, which is basically a window that's going to come up in the chatbot that's going to allow me to nestle a Calendly embed directly into the chatbot widget. So I'm going to go do that real quick. All right, so I'm going to, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to set a variable actually, which is a new variable URL. Oh, come on back. Come on back to me. URL, create the new variable. And the value of my URL is going to be my Calendly link, which is right there. And then there's going to be, this is going to be called the iframe. And I'm going to get that from over here. Oops. All right, so this is the iframe basically. And what this is going to do, I'll show you. If you go to my website and talk to my assistant, let me move me over here real quick. Scheduled discovery call. You can see that this is the iframe here. So this is Calendly popping up inside of a chatbot window. And what I can do is I can have Calendly take the brunt of all of this. If I schedule an appointment, there's name and email and stuff like that. As soon as they schedule this event, Calendly will just send me the information. So those are the two real different ways that you can kind of capture these leads information. You can do the same thing with, you can embed a form right here that just fills out a survey or captures an email address. So you kind of have the freedom to choose between the direct method, which we went through first, which kind of walks through individual questions, or send them to a form or a Calendly link or something like that in order to get the information. Let's That's going to be it for today's video. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Talk to you soon. Thanks.